Hey y'all, this is AL Big Madame, and this is the recap review for Greenleaf. Child, y'all, I'm really sad that this is the last season, but all good things must come to an end. So, anyway, y'all, this episode, the bishop is on the phone. He is upset. He on the phone with FBI agent trying to get clarification as to why in the world Rochelle is able to just be out here free and roaming and nobody is trying to find her anymore. Well, basically got nowhere with that information, and they were just like, look, we ain't got nothing on her, and that's why she could do what she want to do, and he tired. So Lady Mae, this whole time while he's on the phone, and even when he got off the phone, she was like, you need to go to your doctor's appointment. You ain't got but this much longer before your appointment is supposed to start. The doctor has fit you in. You need to get your doctor's appointment. All this. He even told her, look, I ain't going to no doctor's appointment. This woman is out here trying to kill me, so that's definitely something that's out of the picture. I don't know why you think I'm going to go to a doctor's appointment. What I'm about to do is go to tend to this church by meeting up with the city inspector. And yeah, gotta get a lot of stuff up the code. Y'all already know that. So anyway, y'all, Darius called Grace because he's back in town, and he was like, look, when I was in Vegas, somebody broke into my room and stole my phone. That's why I'm calling you from a new number and all this other stuff. They actually stole his phone and his laptop, because y'all already know, everybody who has any type of common sense, you already know that Bob Whitmore has something to do with all of this, because they are really trying to keep all this information under wraps so Bob can continue to do what he wants to do and get all of this power. And I'm just like, y'all is really doing the most. So he was like, hey, do you still have that escrow stuff that you had before? And so she was like, well, I think I do. Let me go check. So she went upstairs with her laptop, and as soon as she opened her laptop up, and she was like, where do you want me to send it to? The files started deleting one by one. And so he was like, what you mean? She was like, they're disappearing. Yeah, the most is going on. That y'all is doing the absolute most to cover up all of these dealings of the past. Like, y'all really need to stop. So anyway, Charity was met at the gate by Yusuf. Y'all know Yusuf is Phil's daddy, and I already told y'all before, you could tell by the the little thing that they played, the little clip they played last time for what was going to happen this week, that he probably had a change of heart, and he did. And she didn't even know he was coming. He hung up in her face just like he hung up in her sister's face, but he had a change of heart, and he was like, I'm here to help you. So yeah, later on in the episode, we figure out what all he plans to do. So he was like, look, I'm willing to help you, but it has to be off the record. If y'all can do that, then that's fine with me. I don't mind talking to Darius as long as it's going to be off the record, because I don't have no dealings with nobody. He has like a record. He lives off the grid. He ain't got time for nobody to come out of nowhere trying to resurrect nothing from the past. So I'm like, I get you. I feel you on that. So, y'all, in the midst of all of this, Carissa and Jacob, they are getting ready for their day. They're going to be meeting up with someone who's going to, tell Winky what's going on with the divorce, because he's so young. And all Jacob wanted to say was like, look, all I know is that I want shared custody. And she was like, well, you're not going to get it. I'm like, dang, all the man said was shared custody. All these people out here ain't got no daddy. And or if their fathers are actually alive, they don't want nothing to do with them. And you have somebody who actually wants to be involved with their child, and you talking about no, because you mad in your feelings because you did, your girl. I don't even want to get into it, but yeah, y'all. So Zora is trying to set up her phone to do this audition, because she's taking it upon herself to be like, look, I'm not gonna allow this divorce and my parents and everything they have going on to put me in a bad headspace, or leave me feeling like I don't need to do nothing but sit up here and be in my feelings about them and just be around this house when I can be in school. So she is doing an audition tape, and her cousin Sophia came in, and she was over there fiddling with some stuff, trying to actually get the camera stuff set up with her phone. And she was like, look, you can help me by setting this up because for whatever reason I can't get it. While Sophia was trying to help her do that, a message pops up that is confirming that her flight is ready for her, you know, as far as her to do her check-in. And so she was like, what is going on with this? She ends up finding out she's going to actually be going to New York. And she's leaving tomorrow night. And so she's looking like, okay. And it's going to be in New York. And she was just like, look, I'm going to a new school, new everything. And so she was like, well, what are you going to do as far as where you're living? She was like, well, I don't know yet. I'm just going to leave it up in the air. We're going to see where it go, whatever. So, y'all, Yusuf is talking to everybody, giving them the rundown of how everything went. And he was like, look, Edenvale lending was put into place because they wanted to sit up there and have certain groups of people to get behind on things in order to have it taken over. So they basically had people taking out second mortgages, knowing that they weren't going to be able to keep up with the payments. And when they weren't able to keep up with the payments, they were going to, in turn, take their houses. You already know what a lot of that comes, taking people's property. And if you own the property, you own a whole lot of stuff. Property is very valuable. A lot of people don't understand that. People need to get into owning land. I'm trying to tell you, my family got a whole lot of land on both sides, mainly on my dad's side of the family. My grandfather did not play that. He wanted us to have all kinds of acres, and we have stuff. It's paid every year, so pay the taxes on that. And I'm glad that so far so good. Nobody has tried to be ignorant in the fact of being like, oh, well, let me be greedy for some more money. Let me, you know, sell off parts of the land. There's just so much drama that goes on with stuff like that. And people are so green with envy and want to sit up there and act stupid when it comes to money when you want to give up all of your power when you could have had that land. People don't understand the importance of owning your land. But I digress. I'm just saying. But yeah, at first nobody was really understanding what he was talking about. And he was like, you don't understand the connection? The connection was all of these people who were affected were poor black people. And Yusuf's wife, who of course is Phil's mama, she was the friendly black face that showed up at the houses to get people in the mood to think that they needed to get these second loans and all this other stuff. And yeah, that's why it was what it was for her. It was just crazy. I was just like, what in the world? This is just too much going on, y'all. But yeah, Darius is trying to build a future with Grace, and in all honesty, Grace seems like she's trying to think of if she kind of really needs to do that. She's teeter-tottering and all that stuff for me. She's doing a whole lot of teeter-tottering. It's like one minute she here for Darius and the next minute she here for Noah. And at first she was acting like she was not at all here for Noah. But, you know, the more that they've talked, it seems like she's gravitating more towards Noah. I understand they have a child together. That man is 24 years old. I'm going to need for y'all to just give it. I'm going to need for you. What is the song? Looking back over my years, I guess I shedded some tears. I think you better let it go. I'm just saying. I think you need to let it go. Please let it go. I ain't here for it. I like her with Darius. I really do. Rick Fox fine. Rick Fox is fine. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, Noah fine too, but Rick Fox is just fine for no reason. Anyway, I digress yet again. But yeah, so Tara came over and was talking to Lady Mae because Lady Mae felt as though she should allow her to explain herself and to convince her that she had no knowledge of Rochelle coming into town and doing all the stuff that she was gonna do and all of that. And when she was talking to Tara, of course, Tara felt as though, oh, I've seen the house. It seems like it's definitely what God has set out for me to have. And I'm just like, girl, I don't know about all that, but okay. She's, you know, in her mind, she feels like this house is meant to serve a greater purpose. Y'all, the bishop is going over the details with the inspector about what needs to happen when Rochelle whisks in, and I'm just like, girl, please go somewhere and sit down. So the city inspector is done, and he going by his business. Him and Rochelle kind of get into it, and she is just badgering the bishop and was like, you need to go ahead and confess what you've done. Why is it that I'm flourishing in everything I'm doing, and every time you turn around, your world is burning down all around you, literally, like the most is going on. And she decided to leave on a note and be like, Basis should have killed you when he had the chance. I was like, ma'am, why are you so mad? Anyway, Noah and Grace are talking at the hospital, doctor's office, or wherever they are. I think it's the hospital. While they're waiting on Noah, Noah is, you know, getting some medication and all this other stuff. So they're talking, and I was just like, Lord, they just gotta stop. She wants to know, like, how was he able to convince AJ to go into that I guess it's a treatment facility or whatever. And he was like, in all honesty, after he had that talk with the bishop, he came home and he was showing my parents all of these pictures of, what are they, GTOs and all this other stuff. There were places that were available to facilitate that need for the space and the tools that he would need in order to build the car. And like, he is very excited about that. And he said he simply asked him, and he just was like, sure, I'll go. So Grace is kind of like, really? Anyway, y'all, AJ came out and he see them talking. He was like, I see it. I see it. They were looking like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I see how y'all were together. I can see it. I see how y'all made me. Like, AJ is doing the most. I'm tired. So anyway, y'all, Zora and her parents ended up having a talk. And of course, Zora already knew what it was. She was like, I take it that you've talked to my cousin Sophia, and she told y'all what I had planned. And, you know, she was trying to let them know, like, you know, I'm going to go and do these things, and that's just what it is. And her mama was like, you're not going to New York. And she was like, but I'm grown, though. Y'all, so anyway, it just got to a point where they were like, well, can you just give us a couple of days? Because, you know, what is your plan as far as a place to stay? Is the ticket, you know, refundable? Please tell me it's refundable. And she was just like hesitant to even say yes, but she told the truth and told her daddy, yes, the ticket is refundable. And so he was like, look, we'll get you a new ticket, but just let us look into some things. Apparently she has a cousin that lives out in Hoboken, and she ain't here for that, but, you know, because her daddy asked, and he actually was, you know, not trying to like be all aggressive like her mama was, she kind of agreed to, you know, get him some time. Anyway, Lady Mae and the bishop are arguing about the house, and everything, all information that has come out about the house, the people who have come out of the woodwork about the house, it's just a lot. And they were interrupted by Jacob, and Jacob was kind of a welcomed interruption by Mae, mainly. And he was like, look, I'm sorry for interrupting, but Carissa is going to be leaving with Winky soon. The plan is she's going to move out of the house and move in with her parents, and she's just going to be there with Winky. And he was like, you know, I would like for y'all to come and say goodbye if you're going to say goodbye or whatever. And they were like, okay, thank you for letting us know. We'll be down there in a few minutes. And so Lady Mae, you know, she trying to just glaze over everything that had happened. And she was like, you know, are you going to reschedule your doctor's appointment? He was like, I'm not finished. Like, he kept telling her, even before Jacob came in, that, like, when Jacob first came in there, he was like, I'm not finished. And when he left, he was like, I'm not finished. So she told him, go ahead and continue to say what you're going to say. He read her down. He read Lady Mae down, because her indiscretions are out there. Meaning Grace knows, of course, her brother knows, of course, or whatever, and the bishop knows, but nobody else knows about this. And he basically told her, you need to stop sitting up in here trying to act like you are holier than thou, because she stays trying to read Jacob about his marriage. Like, one of the things she said to him before he left out of the room in that moment was, well, we won't have to look at this as normalcy. If the next time you marry somebody, you marry him, you marry the right person. I was like, man, what, why? What is all this reading for? But anyway, like, he had to read her. He was like, you had all this going on with you for 40 years, and all of my indiscretions have been aired out and on blimps and just out there for the whole world to see. But don't nobody know about yours. Everybody thinks she's just this saint who has never done anything in life, which is very, very far from the truth. He read her and walked off. I was like, oh my gosh, because she's never fully addressed none of this stuff. Y'all, Charity and Yusuf walked in on Phil and Judy while they were in the church going through some documentations that are needed or whatever. And Judy was like, who is this? I was like, girl, just please disappear. Just go away. And yeah, he was like, I'm Phil's dad. I'm Phil's father. And she was like, I'm Phil's fiance. Yusuf looked at him like, I know you did not give this white devil a ring. And I'm trying to think, I'm pretty sure that was a ring that was from his mama's side or something like that. I think he recognized that ring. He was already tied as it was. Then for you already know the type of person that Yusuf is. He ain't here for no union between his son and a white woman. You already know. Don't nobody care. He don't care if it's 2020. You already know he ain't here for that. So anyway, it had just gotten to the point where I was like, oh my God, there's too much. Anyway, so Jacob and Carissa are saying their goodbyes to everybody else. Everybody is outside. Charity is the only one who isn't there because she is currently at the church. She'll be there shortly, trust and believe. But anyway, they're saying their goodbyes to Winky and Carissa. I'm sorry, I would have been in my room, asleep, watching TV, watching paint dry, anything but seeing that heifer off. I probably would have said bye to Winky before he left out of the house. Bye. That's it. Like, I would have had my moment with him, but I'm not finna get up and walk out the door and give this heifer a good send off. Bye, heifer. Goodbye. Goodbye. Good riddance. All of that. Good riddance. Y'all, I was so tired. I was like, why is we going out here to greet this heifer and see this heifer off? For what? Y'all, anyway, they did all that. Jacob and Carissa hugged, and Zora hugged her mama and told her, I love you and whatever. And I was just like, why? So Charity rolled up, of course, at the last second. That heifer always rolled up after the fact. So she was like, why everybody out here? What I missed this time? I'm like, heifer, you stay missing something. For real. And so it was crazy because when she said that, Lady Mae was like, well, that doesn't matter. You won't be missing anything anymore. I have something that I need to say and all this other stuff. And like right when she was about to say what she was going to say, Grace realized what this heifer was going to say. And she was like, are you really going to do this right here, right now? And she politely told everybody what it was, which is that Lionel is Grace's daddy. And dinner will be served at 7 p.m. or something like that, and walked in the house. Like, she just said, it's raining outside. It looks like it's raining in the forecast today. And just walked up. I'm just like, man, why you saying that like that was nothing? I'm tired in my spirit, y'all. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, what happened before Carissa went outside with everybody was Jacob and Carissa had their last moment together in the house. And, you know, at one point in time, she just was trying to be all whatever about the situation. And he had to let her know that he was happy that he met her. And, you know, you could tell he was being genuine in the moment. And after he said that he's glad that he met her and there would be no Zora or Winky had he not met her, all of a sudden she got all teary-eyed and was like, you're going to have shared custody, Jacob. And left out the room with her bags. I was like, heifer, that's all he asked you for. That's all he asked you for. Like, she really was so mean and nasty earlier, like about like, no, you're not going to get it. She really was like adamant about him not having shared custody. It's not like he said, I want full legal custody of Winky and that's it. That's all. I would have understood if she would have been mad about that. He said shared. That man said, I want to see my child. I want to actually spend time with my child. And she really tried to fight him on that. And I was just like, see, this is why I don't like you, heifer. This is why I ain't never cared for this heifer. I have never been here for this heifer since the first episode. I never knew what it was. Something about her ain't never sit well in my spirit. And all of this in this season has really revealed to me that I was right. The whole time I was right. I'm sorry, y'all. She irks my soul. But anyway, Phil was given the lowdown on all of the information that everybody else is now privy to who was in that house when Yusuf initially told the information about Edenvale lending. And Phil is kind of looking like he's trying to process it, but at the same time he don't want to believe it, especially when it comes to his mama having a hand in it. He just got to the point where he was like, I'm calling the police. And like he really like threatened his daddy because his daddy has done some things back in the past and it might be past the statute of limitations or whatever. Like he has some legal stuff out there and he has gone under a new alias and like it's to the point where he really tried him. And he was like, you need to leave me alone. You need to get out of here. I never want to see you again, and called him Yusuf. He didn't say dad. He didn't even try to say his, the name that was on his birth certificate or none of that. Like if you go say your parent first, I can't deal with calling my mama by her first name. I really feel like I would get slapped to the floor if I ever called my mama by her first name, like to her face, like me actually saying her first name. For what? My mama's name is Mom. That's her name, Mom. Anyway. Oh, Lord, the hate that they have for one another. Oh, Lord. Oh, it's too much. So anyway, everybody left. Before everybody left, Charity rolled up on Phil and told him that he knew he was wrong. He wrong for this. And she gonna pray for him. And I was like, Lord. Then Judy tried to roll up. He done snatched away from that heifer and I laughed. Everybody saw Winky and them off, whatever. Lady Mae made that announcement. I already told y'all that. Y'all, after the announcement has been made, everybody had dinner. Everybody, meaning the siblings, had a nightcap. They was outside talking to one another, and Grace was like, I think that is the most quiet the dinner table has ever been. And Jacob was like, well, I mean, what else is there to say? And then I was waiting to see if somebody would go say this. I think Charity was like, I was wondering where you got light skin like that from. I was wondering where that really came from. So now that actually explains it. I knew somebody was gonna bring it up. Because Jacob was like, yeah, you right, because my light skin, but she ain't that light skin. I was like, oh my gosh, y'all is really trying it. They is really trying it. Then Charity got in her feelings. Like, she drunk, y'all. She is toe down. She asked about who all knew about it, and she found out that the ex knew. I'm like, why wouldn't your ex-husband know? He had dealings, and I think he still has dealings with your ex-husband. Y'all know the ex-husband is the baby daddy / the gay man that she was married to, who Grace's brother was with. I think they are still together as a couple, so why wouldn't he know that? But anyway, you can't hold water, heifer, and don't nobody like you like that. You're annoying, and everybody's tired. They don't have to tell you nothing. You find out when you find out, heifer. You don't never be good for nothing anyway. You always be doing other stuff behind people's back anyway, so don't know what it. I'm sorry, she irks my soul. Anyway, while they were having their sibling bonding time, Darius called, and he was like, hey, I was able to get one of the people who Yusuf actually, mentioned, and they actually came through, and I'm gonna be able to get them to go on the record about Edenvale lending, and the fact that they took their house away. And so they planned to meet up like right away. This is nighttime, y'all. Grace then went over to the house. As soon as she got out the car, I was like, something ain't right. I don't know what it is. Y'all, Darius might be dead somewhere. So he didn't answer the door. He didn't answer the phone when she called. So a random car rolled up and got out, and the person who got out the car was somebody who she was familiar with. If I'm supposed to know who he is, I don't know. Y'all let me know down in the comment section who it is. But he got out the car, was like, Grace, you need to just stay out of it. And she was like, where is Darius? And he was just like, look, if you want to know where Darius is, I can take him to you. I can take you to him. I was like, sir, you doing too much. But anyway, he might be dead, or tongue might be cut out, or something. But anyway, y'all, the most is going on this show, what I'm here for. I can't wait. Oh my gosh, it's still gonna be good, even though it's gonna be like kind of revelations type of situation, I guess, with the bishop next week. I think it's gonna be a good episode too. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed this recap review. I'm about to go ahead and lay it on down for the night. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all next time.